Hi there. Are you looking to experience more love, more peace, and more abundance in your life? Do you want to wake up each day with greater purpose and feel more fulfilled? If you are, then this is the place for you. Welcome to Center for Spiritual Living, North Jersey. Over the past 2 decades, our open and affirming community has created a safe space for all to come and be uplifted. I hope you enjoy watching, and if you like what you see, please visit us at CSLNJ.org.
Let love reign. Let love reign. Let love reign. Let love reign. Let it rain all over your life. Let it bring you back to yourself. Let it reach out farther than eyes can see. Let it be. Let it be. Let love reign. Let love reign. Let love reign. Let love reign. Let it rain all over your life. Let it bring you back to yourself. Let it reach out farther than eyes can see. Let it be. Let it be.
Good morning and welcome. Good morning. Thank you, Lynette and Clive. Always wonderful to have such beautiful music to start our service. And looking out into our gathering, guys, move up. There's so few of us. Get up here. Get up here. We're making room for more. My teacher, I never let my kids sit in the back row, even if there's like 6 kids in the room. Get up here. And those at home, welcome. Thank you for being here. If there's anyone new joining us, we welcome your presence and look forward to seeing you here at B'nai Keshet in Montclair. Truly, experiencing these vibes is different than at home. So please join me in our welcoming, which is pasted into the chat. I think everyone in the room has it memorized. Please join me in reading from our handout here. We are an open and affirming science of mind community where the vibration of love lifts you, the wisdom of the ages inspires you, and the science of mind teaching empowers you. We believe that heaven and hell are states of consciousness that you experience in this lifetime, that you are the architect of your life, and that it is never too late to know true happiness. Always wonderful to remember who we are and why we gather. I'd like to thank Brian for our meditation this morning, Lynette and Clive for our music. Brian's also our practitioner of the day. Wonderful. And just everyone that puts this together. I know especially I think everybody in this room had something to do with the service happening. So it does make a difference, big and small. So as we hop into today, we're going to get a chant and opening prayer, a chant from Lynette and Clive, an opening prayer from Brian, and then we'll continue.
I am opening. I am opening. My heart is ready to receive. I am opening. I am opening. My heart is ready We are opening. We are opening. Our hearts are ready to receive.
Yes, indeed. We are opening our hearts, our minds, our consciousness to that divine truth of one consciousness, of one energy, one thought, one thing that is all that is. And we are connected to the highest knowledge, the highest understanding, the highest guidance, the highest direction, the highest inspiration, the highest wisdom, that highest thought, that conscious thought. We allow ourselves to tap into that. By our opening, we simply allow that pureness of thought into our minds and allow anything that is in contrast to what we know to be divine truth to simply melt away, to allow the clutter of our minds to dissipate, knowing that we have learned things that may hold us back, learned things that have been in contrast to the truth of who and what we are. We let that light of consciousness show us the way to burn through that mist of doubt, of fear, of insecurity, of untruthfulness, and continue to open to the light of truth. For this and so much more, I am eternally grateful, and so it is.
We are opening. We are opening. Our hearts are ready to receive. You are opening. You are opening. Your heart is ready to receive. I am opening. I am opening. My heart is ready to receive.
Beautiful. Thank you again, Lynette and Clive, and thank you, Brian, for our opening prayer. Again, I'm Andy Palmer. I'm on the board here at CSLNJ, and welcoming you to today's service. I invite you to join with me as we read our October affirmation. It's wonderful that Neil, our spiritual director, coordinates these each month, and I think that they tie in with our monthly messages and just creates a focal point for us to enter our service. So please join with me in the October affirmation in the handout. I live each day awake to love, wholeness, and the healing power of forgiveness. I honor the beauty of community, celebrating diversity and practicing inclusion as sacred expressions of spirit. I walk in authenticity, knowing freedom is my divine birthright. I anchor in faith, opening to infinite possibility and prosperity. Through my commitment to spiritual study and practice, I embody the values that matter and awaken to the life of spirit within me. And so it is.
So once again, as we do each week, we come to our peace practice. And I know each week we say we need this more and more. And I don't know about you, I feel a little more optimistic about our peace practice today. I perhaps see evidence of our consciousness working. It's never perfect. It always needs work. But I look at the words of our affirmation today, and I feel that more in relation to our peace practice, that idea of inclusion, that idea of love behind our peace practice, that idea of that consciousness, that practice of our spiritual truth. And so I ask you to keep this in mind as we maintain focus in the things in the world that are working and the things in the world that still need work. Let us keep in mind a sense of gratitude for the things in the world that are working, and a sense of gratitude for the possibility of things that can work. And so please repeat after me. I am the peace I wish to see. I know this peace for my family. My family knows this peace for my community. My community knows this peace for my country. And my community knows this peace for the world. Thank you. And we have a reading today. And once again, it is from the Science of Mind textbook. And if you have your textbooks at home and would like to read along with me, it is found on page 88, The Personalness of God. We should think of God not only as principle, forever pushing forward into expression, but as infinite person. In other words, if we merely think of an abstract principle and a mathematical law of cause and effect, we shall lose all warmth and color. We should be very careful in abstracting the principle, not to forget the essence. There is something in the human mind that desires to think of God or spirit as person. Anything which has been in the human mind since time began, anything we are unable to erase from the human mind as a deep urge, arises out of reality. Let us not forget that there is an inherent necessity for warmth and color. The universe is more than an inexorable law of cause and effect. Personality cannot emerge from a principle which does not contain the inherent possibility of personality. In each one of us, to each one of us, through each one of us, something is personalized. And that which is personalized is personal to its own personification. Spiritual evolution should make the infinite not more distant, but more intimate. And so it is.
There is a garden where dreams come true, a beautiful garden where love's grace blooms. There is a garden where everything grows, a beautiful garden where love is sown. This place of light and love, you can have anything that you're dreaming of. There is a garden where dreams come true, a beautiful garden, that garden is you. And in this place of light and love, you can have anything that you're dreaming of. There is a garden where dreams come true, a beautiful garden, that garden is you. Such a beautiful garden, that garden is you.
Back at October 5th, 2 weeks ago, Reverend Neil started this with "Who are you? Who are we?" Looking into a personal perspective and reflecting on what CSLNJ means to us. Last week, Reverend Joel presented diving in and grappling with that and what that means in our lives. And as we get into our first value of love today, I can't think of a better speaker than Toni Hamilton to present on love. I do have handouts for us to follow along with. I'm not sure if this is able to be posted online, but I just found a big old stack up here. So if anyone didn't get one, we can. I have 2 pens. So we'll figure this out. But I think it's a really neat thing that this was kind of a brainchild of multiple people to bring in these lecture notes. High school science teacher here. But to follow along and to have this personal inquiry and connect rather than just absorb and listen. I'm going to touch upon that later, that this is not a passive practice, right? We are an active community and an active personal reflection. So I'm going to stop talking and allow Toni to come up here and present a wonderful, wonderful message.
Good morning, everyone. Wow. It was actually such a joy for me to prepare this talk because I had to go back through memory lane. That's what I was guided to do. And remember a lot of the things that we as a center have done and a lot of the things that we have been through. I'm not going to dare try and mention them all or even most of them, but you will get the idea. And so this morning we're discussing love as a CSLNJ value. First, I would like to read from the Science of Mind, page 608. This is actually from the glossary. It is the definition of love. Love is the self-givingness of the spirit through the desire of life to express itself in terms of creation. Emerson tells us that love is a synonym for God. We are also told in the New Testament that he that loveth not knoweth not God, for God is love. I want to repeat that one. God, spirit, creator, universe, whatever you call your higher power, God is love. Love is free from condemnation, even as it is free from fear. Love is a cosmic force whose sweep is irresistible. We know in this teaching that life exists because of love. It is the first impulse. It is actually our reason for being. And it is what we as human beings long for and search for and work towards and for all of our lives. It is important for us to be seen, to be appreciated, to feel valued and supported, to feel that we matter. And there is something inside of us, some innate, common, natural desire to give love to the object of our affection, to make the object of our affection happy, comfortable, peaceful. Whether it's a significant other or that mysterious bond that happens between parent and children, there is this deep connection, this mysterious bond that exists. It's because our God cells are love. Now, okay, let's address the elephant in the room. I'm not talking about the varying degrees of perversion that we human beings come up with in the name of love. That's not what we're discussing today. We're discussing pure love. We're discussing the divine. We're discussing that God love. I stand by our belief in this teaching that God, Spirit, Creator, your higher power is love, and that we absolutely see evidence of this truth in our lives, of the principle, the law of love in the universe. Its first cause, and I find comfort in the idea that love is a reason behind all of life. Now, I know it can be really hard to see that with some of the stuff that is going on in the world. I'll be the first to admit that. But I am of the belief that babies are born not just to continue life, to keep us from becoming extinct, but to replenish the world with love. I dare say that there isn't a human being that hasn't seen a newborn baby and your heart just melts and opens wide as anything, and you just want to pick it up and hug it and kiss on it, and it's just what we human beings do. That's the natural response. Now, the truth is that love looks different for each of us depending upon our awareness, our level of growth, our experiences. It looks different for each one of us. But for me, love expresses as kindness. It expresses as tolerance, as openness, as a willingness. It expresses as generosity and doing no harm. My family laughs at me because I throw bugs out the window. It expresses as cooperation and collaboration. And for sure, love expresses as forgiveness and the willingness to begin again, to try again. Being present with others, really listening, not judging, being supportive and not being critical. They are aspects of love, and I am so grateful to say that that's what we do here. That's our practice here. So I just want to give you a really quick little history of our values. So some time ago, I apologize, I don't remember how many years ago it was. And the funny thing is, neither did Reverend Michelle, because I asked her. But some time ago, Reverend Michelle felt that it was important to know what was important to us, the congregation, what values we wanted to experience in our community. And so we sat for a few weeks and we had discussions about it. And we actually came up with our list of values for our community. I'm going to read them to you because unfortunately we don't have our sign up today. So I'm so glad I wrote these down. So the result was love, healing and forgiveness, community, diversity and inclusion, authenticity and freedom, faith and possibility, prosperity consciousness, and spiritual education. So our focus today is love as our spiritual value. And for me, love shows up as our Sunday service first and foremost, in intention, in our spiritual focus, in the simple, powerful rituals that we have every Sunday. Our declaration of who we are, that is so powerful to me and so inspires me. Our peace practice, our little bitty center is doing what it can to, in consciousness, contribute to peace in the world. Our monthly affirmation, our heart-touching, healing, and inspiring fun music, our choir, and last but not least, our unique, groundbreaking, out-of-the-box, authentic, sometimes scientific, sometimes funny, and always steeped in science of mind Sunday talks. For me, these are acts of love. Whether the intention is to educate, to inspire, to heal, the offerings at the center have always been backed by love. We've offered spiritual mind treatment, healing circles, made hats for the homeless, volunteered at Habitats for Humanity, soup kitchens, had luscious fun during Italian dinners as fundraisers. Our congregants volunteered and picked up Bob and Eulith and Trannis. We visited and prepared food for members of our community who were sick. I will never forget personally the outpouring of love that I and my family received from this community when my sister passed. And we did the same for others many times over when their family members transitioned. Love shows up as people giving their time, their talent, their energy. We've had Santa Donald and Kevin the Clown and Stilt Walker delighting our children. With love and courage and tolerance and patience and kindness, we tackled some really difficult stuff. Because we come from different parts of the globe in this community. We come from different cultures and we come from different beliefs. We don't always agree, but we can move forward on common ground, practicing the principles of this teaching. This center has facilitated numerous rallies, retreats, workshops, and deep and difficult conversations, always with the intention of bringing people closer together and creating opportunities for healing. We have welcomed the unhoused, people of all races, cultures, LGBTQ. We've addressed racism and examined white privilege, supported members of the community in dealing with current events that were threatening or felt threatening and or disturbing. though unpopular very often, but in line with principle. We have consistently faced world issues and challenges with love and spiritual practices to foster healing. We've had challenges and disagreements, and in the midst of them, practiced love. For example, during COVID, Reverend Michelle consistently offered Zoom meetings, classes, opportunities for people to just talk, to be heard, to share their hearts, to receive support, and to be free to feel whatever they were feeling. The practitioners and leadership team, at the behest of Reverend Michelle, called church members every week to check in and see how people were doing, to offer support and connection and spiritual mind treatment if desired. We have in-reach, outreach, membership practitioners, children's and teens ministry, greeters, fellowship teams, hosts. So many ways and opportunities that people come to CSLNJ and give and make a difference in other people's lives. Shout out to Shout out to Joe Schneider for years of making sure that we are visible to the world and able to connect virtually. Shout out to the hospitality teams, the current team, Edna, and Ed and Desiree, for years that they have supported us with delicious food, yummy desserts, and an opportunity to just hang out and get to know each other. Shout out to our snow remover, chair rearranger, and hug master, Donald Bay. Shout out to Jeannie and Celine for opening their house to choir members for rehearsal. Shout out to every choir member who has raised their voice to inspire us all. Shout out to Richard for bringing his love, talent, and quietly profound artistry all the way from Brooklyn all these years. Shout out to Clive for being a most talented, kind, and supportive musician. Shout out to Celine for being the backbone of music at this center and for her talent of perfectly weaving songs that support the Sunday talk and intention. Shout out to Reverend Joel for the amazing bookstore that we've had and his not always so funny jokes. Shout out to Brian for keeping our virtual bookstore going. Shout out to every person who volunteered in every way. Shout out to every person who has ever been, currently is, or will be a board member. Shout out to all of our ministers, to all of our practitioners, to our hosts. Shout out to Andy Palmer, our resident scientist teacher. Shout out to our musical embodiment of love, currently MIA in Japan, Ty Stevens. Shout out to Reverend Neil for courageously stepping in the cut and being the atlas that supports our center. Shout out to Reverend Michelle Wadley for her incredible vision, courage, and creativity. Her ministries, AKA Religious Science of Montclair, Center for Conscious Living, Center for Spiritual Living, now Center for Spiritual Living North Jersey, AKA a safe place to know God, but especially for her courage. Addressing things that many people wouldn't have and will not touch. Shout out to Reverend Michelle for teaching us to go direct, have difficult, even scary conversations, to be vulnerable, to control the urge to run or fight and stand neutral, keeping an open heart as best we can, and listen with curiosity and the intention to move towards love and being able to recognize the divine in a person or situation that is threatening or feels unsafe. in order to create healing and peace instead of division. If you didn't hear me call your name, forgive me, I did not forget you. I just couldn't call each and every name. Forgive me for reading because I couldn't remember all of those things. I am so grateful for our center and for everyone who has shown up here at any point as love, giving of yourself, contributing you to each and every one of us in your own unique way. In closing, from the Science of Mind textbook, page 25, The Thing Itself. The divine plan is one of freedom. Bondage is not God ordained. Freedom is the birthright of every living soul. All instinctively feel this. Thus, the inherent nature of man is forever seeking to express itself in terms of freedom. We do well to listen to this inner voice. It tells us of a life wonderful in scope, of a love beyond our fondest dreams, of a freedom which the soul craves. But the great love of the universe must be one with the great law of its own being. And we approach love through the law. This, then, is the teaching, love and law. As the love of God is perfect, so the law of God is also perfect. So the law, we must understand both. Everything, let me say that again. Everything exists because of love. Thank you so much. Let's take this into treatment. And so I just quietly listened for a moment, because I struggle often for words to describe the power and presence that I call God. I struggle within my consciousness for the clarity to express the unknown and to express what I feel in my heart. I struggle with that risk, that chance to totally and fully and completely believe in this divine intelligence and believe that it expresses through me, little old me. But I did not create myself. I do not beat my heart and I do not breathe my breath. And though I am able to breathe deeply and fully, I am not first cause. And so I step forward, sometimes sheepishly, willing to trust, willing to believe, willing to take a chance on this incredible, awesome idea of love that is giving, of love that is so powerful that there isn't anything that it can't do, can't heal, can't mend, can't become. I listen and I look for evidence of this love in my life, and I practice. Sometimes uncomfortably, sometimes in pain, but I practice being love, being a stand for love, being that one that shifts the energy, that shifts the tide, that opens and allows the divine to express more fully by means of me, more fully through the situation I'm in, more fully through my life and my affairs. And sometimes my heart is so touched and so opened by the beauty of creation that I see around me, by the light in someone's eyes, by witnessing someone do acts of love and kindness, by being empowered by the very joy and presence and light of a spirit that is expressing itself fully and completely. I look for evidence of love in my life, in this world, in the universe. And I am so grateful for the Center for Spiritual Living North Jersey, because it is evidence for me. It is evidence for me, and I am grateful that I've had the opportunity to participate in this divine expression. I affirm that it is ongoing. I affirm that it expands and grows and deepens. I affirm that each one of us are empowered by this teaching, by this expression, by this center, by this congregation of people who have come together because they believed in something more, because they knew there was something better, because they were looking for the truth of love that is in their bones. I am so grateful. I affirm for each person, as the divine is within each one, as the divine is the expression of each one, as the divine is all there is, I know that we make it home. We make it home to the clarity, to the embodiment, to the understanding that love is God, that we, each of us, are divine expressions of God, and God is all there is. Please close with me. And so it is.
Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know.
Moulin Rouge, Elephant Love Medley, Beatles, right? But something that stuck with me, I think it was through our center. Yeah, it was a long while ago. We did the 5 love languages. And I sat there with my wife, Alyssa, who was watching at home, and we filled out the little form. And the 5 love languages are quality time, which we are doing right now, words of affirmation, which we did earlier with our October affirmation and all that we do with our spiritual mind practice. Physical touch, we had our community greeting. We're checking off all the boxes here. Acts of service, which I'm doing right now. And lastly, giving and receiving gifts. So as we transition to our abundance, blessing, and offering, we're loving. We're doing it all. And whichever of those vibes best with you, I encourage you to reflect, right? Use our little handout to see, what does love mean to you? How do you practice love towards yourself? Some of us find that more difficult than others, and I recognize that. And lastly, where in our relationships, work, or community do I see love showing up as an action? It's not a passive thing. It doesn't just happen. And I think our little community recognizes that. It takes work, and it's good work. And so that big long list of shout outs is certainly well deserved. Thank you, Toni, for that. So as we get into our conscious giving affirmation, speaking of affirmations, that's at the bottom of our handout today. Whether it is financial, we certainly recognize that, but so much more goes into this with those love languages. And I'm going to kind of slide this into our announcements too. Today we have Terry Hall to thank for sponsoring our celebration today. So a financial commitment to support us meeting here in person, so that we can have this physical touch as one of our love languages. It doesn't just happen. It takes work. We are here in person again next week with Reverend Michelle speaking on faith and possibility, our second CSL value. That's wonderful. I kind of forget the dates in November, but I do know we are here every Sunday in December, which is awesome. And that doesn't just happen, right? Our community has, again, when we decided those CSLNJ values, we decided we wanted to be meeting in person. And this space came to us. It's a wonderful blessing. And we're looking into options to find a more permanent every week home. So know that as we give money to our spiritual blessing here, our offering, where does it go? All right? It goes towards that vision. It goes towards that goal. It goes towards our tithing. Right? I'm on the board. I'm part of those decisions of where we give our tithes, and how we support our center. We've done food pantries. We've done the global soup kitchen. It's not Central World Kitchen, serving in Gaza specifically, as well as other places in Ukraine, other places in the world that need that support. Our money goes into an InReach fund that supports our members within this community, who time and time again have expressed need and gratitude, and a way to act upon that. So know that as we give, it's not just going out into the ether of our bank account and sitting there. Our balances are low, but it's because we use it, right? I don't want to be as a community that just has a big bank account. Nice job, guys, right? I want it low. I want us to be doing something. Be nice if it was a little higher, but let's put that work in, right? Let's put that work in so that we have something that we can do as a community. So again, circling back to the bottom of our handout, knowing that our intent matters. As we consciously give this, please join with me in the conscious giving affirmation. I bless this gift that I give today. I give this gift from my heart, and I give it mindfully. May my gift go further to heal, prosper, and bless this center and all who enter. I accept all good that comes as a result of this flow, knowing that it returns to me multiplied abundantly. And so it is. So whether that's online giving like I do, or through Breeze, or texting Breeze, or texting Neil, or the bucket in the back, thank you for giving where you are spiritually fed. It does make a difference. I already thanked Terry for sponsoring today. That's wonderful. Our website has the CSLNJ values and these worksheets. I think we have these up here, yes. We're meeting next week with Reverend Michelle. I mentioned InReach, that we are sequestering money for that, along with our tithes and InReach. If you are in need of InReach, please do not hesitate to reach out to Reverend Neil or any board member. That is a need that is addressed in confidence and really does make a difference. So if you want to support specifically to InReach, please just note that in your giving, and we can keep that within the community and whatnot. All right. Which I think is it for me. While we're doing shout outs, I wanted to recognize Beth is our current class happening on the transition of death and dying. So thank you for that. Halfway through, I've heard good things, so thank you.
At the Center for Spiritual Living North Jersey, we believe in empowering individuals to discover their inner strength and their connection to divine life. Through our supportive community, transformative workshops, and uplifting services, we provide a safe space for personal growth and spiritual exploration. Whether you're seeking clarity, healing, or a deeper understanding of life's mysteries, our center offers practical tools and timeless wisdom to help you thrive. Join us in creating a more diverse, compassionate, and kind world. Your world, the way you want to create it.